I was always seeking that external, like, you are good enough, you are this, you are that. And I realized not very quickly, I realized just as of the last little bit that doesn't come from other people, it comes from me.
On today's episode, we talk to our wonderful sister Karen Dapper and talk about her transformation, how she's gone from someone that was thrown to and fro and a victim to the circumstances to now living in a life empowered and living a life by heart and living a life by joy. So we hope you enjoy this. We hope it resonates. And yeah, we hope you enjoy. I want to talk about the habits that you've taken that you still do on a daily basis, because one of the things we did in that 8-week program, and then we still tell people to do, is either like a cold shower, and it doesn't have to be your whole shower, but like, part of your shower, the last 2 minutes, 30 seconds to 2 minutes of your shower, make it cold, or just start with and then warm it up or whatever. But that cold immersion or that cold therapy or ice bath, right? And like, that was the dreaded part of the whole program, is like, ooh, everyone knew there was an ice bath coming up in week 5. And it's like, right, week 5. Yeah. Week 5. And it was like, oh crap, I don't want to do that. But like, when people did it, they loved it. And even this morning, like, we're down in St. George in the pool isn't heated yet. And I mean, I don't know. It's probably 40 degrees. It was cold.
Between 30 and 40 degrees.
Because you still do, you have a little,
got a little portable ice bath.
I wanted to call it a cold plunge, because there's like Brandon and Jeff have those. I think they're called cold plunge tubs. Like,
I think you can call it. Yeah.
But you have one similar to that. But you take an ice bath how many times a week now?
At least 3 or 4 times a week. I try to do at least like 4 minutes each time.
And she set the record. We had a retreat last February, just over a year ago, and with all the people that have been through a similar program, or the program, and we did ice baths, but you stayed in, I think,
like 15.
Yeah,
you
like
stayed
15
in like
minutes.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
The other people, I think,
3
me
or
and
5 or
a couple other were like 10 minutes.
The bear, yeah.
Yeah, but you stayed in 15, so she sets records. I was talking about the pool.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, sorry. So the pool's not heated yet. They don't turn the heat on until April. But Brooklyn loves to swim. And we got here, we pulled in at 1:00 last night, and it was pouring rain. She's like, Dad, can we still swim? I'm like, no. We got to go to bed and it's raining.
It's in the middle of the
And
night.
so first thing, we wake up this morning, she wanted to go swimming. So we went over there, and, she jumps in, we got in, and I mean, I like cold. I think cold showers are different than ice baths, because like running water is different than sedentary
totally
water.
Yeah.
But anyway, I enjoy them. But we got in, and I mean, that was cold, but like Brooklyn was in there too. So anyway, it was cool, but it's like,
I was not. I was sun gazing.
Yeah, we'll leave that one alone.
I was working on other things. I was sun gazing.
Altee will not get in.
I was energizing my third eye in the sun.
Listen, I never thought that this would be something that I would ever be into or enjoy, and it has shifted my mindset insanely.
Well, and it becomes like a competition too, like with yourself, because like we went, we did some cold hot therapy, and we'd go in the pool, and then we'd sit in the hot tub, and then back in the pool and back in the hot tub. And like, then everyone you guys left, and I was like, oh, I got to get back in the pool for like another 2 minutes, because we kind of stayed in for a minute, but not like very long. So I went back in and fully submerged for like 2 minutes. And then, I mean, not like, I didn't hold my breath underwater for 2 minutes. But,
Shoulders
up to my neck,
Yeah.
up to my neck, and then dunk to my head. But that water was cold. But then after, it's like, woo, it feels so good.
It feels so good.
Yeah.
It's invigorating.
Like and again, like it's just that mental test of like, what can you do? And so you just want to keep doing it because it feels good.
And now they got a bunch of studies. I mean, we knew this a year or 2 years ago, even too, but like now they have a bunch of studies that, there are quite a few benefits, not only sympathetic nervous system training, we want to balance the nervous system, but it's a great way to, be calm under that stress response of pure sympathetic activity when you jump in water, because the body's urge is to get out of the water because it doesn't want to freeze, right? So, but there are a lot of benefits to that, not only mental clarity and nervous system regulation, but there's, the production of norepinephrine, like there's a lot of benefits that, are being figured out with cold plunges. So, Wim Hof has said this for years, but there's even deeper scientific studies on the neuroscientific end that they're doing now. But, I love doing it. Not only like it's, I mean, you can label it kind of as a rush, right? I think it's, you definitely get a rush, but then, I just love the challenge, because every time I go to turn the shower cold, like there's that little thought in my head, like, why are you doing this?
I really want to do this.
Like, oh, I don't want to do this. But then, you just do it anyway. And it's that overcoming, not fear, but I mean, fear,
kind of
overcoming that and going into courage and really making yourself do it. I mean, we talked about that with Brandon and Jeff a couple episodes ago, but Tony Robbins says he does it every morning too. And he's like, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But he's like, I do it because I force myself to do something that I don't want to do.
Exactly.
Right. So I am so impressed that you do that, because I mean, you even bought the thing, right? You don't just go outside.
She bought that. She bought a little portable
you don't go outside
tent
with a hose and just like put a, you know what I mean? Like you bought
a little tub,
to do it in. I have a different one, but then you bought a sauna, little sauna thing too.
And they weren't expensive,
No,
right?
and I mean, again, it's just
$100
one of
each.
it's just one of those things that it felt it's empowering and it's exciting for me to invest in things that I know that are bettering my health and doing things to like help combat everything else, So it's just
and it's a reprioritizing of your time expenditure, your funding expenditure. You could have easily blown that money at Target,
right?
Did you say funding, like thunder?
No, funding expenditure.
Sounded like you said funding.
Funding, no.
Funding.
No, funding. You prioritize your time and your financial resources to support that, which could have easily been spent on other things and doing other things.
On Starbucks
or Target.
Or more Taylor Swift memorabilia.
It's a balance. Listen, it's a balance.
He'll make fun of all of that till the end of time.
I mean, you can also make fun of my protein or my carbolin or
Listen, we all got to do what makes us happy. It doesn't matter. We all have our stuff. But no, I've kind of gotten addicted to like
Altees or Stanley mugs.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I gotta share. I gotta put that on my story. Yeah. What movie is that with Sandra Bullock where she's blindfolded?
Oh, I didn't ever see that one, but I know what you're talking about.
We're promoting a lot of companies right now.
Let me find that.
It's right here. Husband, where did all these Stanley cups come from? Me. What cups? Like, it has her blindfolded.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We all have our little things.
But this
there's like 9 of them on our counter.
It's fine.
And she used to complain about my shaker bottles, and now we have more Stanleys
I'm
than
not sure
shakers.
that I complained about them. I think
Not complained, but it was like, how come we have so many shakers? And now Stanleys outweigh the shakers. I mean, I think it's pretty close.
Good. Winning.
Good for you. I'm happy for you.
Good.
I have one right here.
But you also,
Cheers.
I can make the argument that I need more shakers than you need Stanleys because...
False.
other things go in shakers other than just water. Well, never mind. I guess you could say other drinks go in Stanleys too, but whatever. I'm just kidding.
You lost that one.
He's going to bow out. He knows.
It doesn't matter. But a shaker is like $7 or $8.99, and a Stanley's like $100.
No, 40.
Just kidding.
40. I don't buy them on. Yeah, I just get what I can. It's fine.
It's fine.
And I normally am not into like that kind of fad thing, like that faddish, like, oh, everyone's got them. And
Come, it's fun. Come to the dark side.
I normally don't, but I really have actually found.
You find some good things.
I know.
It's worth it.
I do. I drink more water.
Absolutely.
And like the larger shakers, and I always just put water in the shaker, the blender bottles, but
They
like
don't
the larger
keep them
ones,
cold.
They don't keep them cold, and like the Stanley can fit in your cup holder.
It's more of an
I know,
experience.
it's silly.
So
I
it's worth
totally
it.
agree. Because what's the big Stanley? How many ounces is
40.
that? Oh.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
see
40.
what I'm saying?
Drinking
it's
my
totally
40.
worth it. I
You know
can't
what?
afford not to.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Right?
The Stanleys
Can't
are
afford not to.
nice.
And
I
they're
just
cute.
have a loving relationship with my shaker bottles
He's attached.
Each their own.
because they're my friends.
It's attachment. It's fine.
But no, I think it's we'll digress. I think there's like such a noticeable difference, and it's just the daily habits, right?
Yes.
Your habits will produce your whatever you do on a moment to moment basis is going to produce who you are, right? And so the more things you can do on a daily basis that are an improvement, right, the better you'll become. We're a product of our habits. So I just think that's so great. And I can and you don't have like the other cool part too is, you live on your own. So you don't have, not that that's cool, but like
It is cool.
it is
I
cool.
love it.
But I'm just saying
Me
like
and
you
Dolly.
don't have an accountability
Right.
partner. Like
Right.
there's no one at your else at your house that's like, hey, did you take your ice bath? Or
Yeah.
hey, did you do your sauna?
Yeah.
Or hey, did you do your heart focused
Or to
breathing with
even,
your heart
or
rate
to
variability
even
monitor?
motivate you.
Totally.
Well, right,
they're
and that's
doing
the
it, so then you're
point.
Like,
Like,
okay.
I think that's when you can do that on your own free will. We just had a conversation about free will. But anyway, when you can do that on your own merit, like that's even better.
Oh, yeah.
Like when
Oh,
people
yeah.
aren't holding your feet to the fire, like in our program. I mean, I'm not going to lie. There was a lot of peer pressure to do your freaking ice bath.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't do it,
Yeah.
because in the program, we'd have people video their ice bath just for their,
Yeah.
just to show that they did
Sure.
it. Not that we didn't believe people,
Sure.
but sometimes we didn't believe people.
No, it was just inspiring
I'm
to
kidding.
see.
I'm kidding. But yeah, once one person posted their video, it's like, oh, well, if they can do it, I can do it.
Yes.
Right? It's an encouragement factor. But like, when you have that peer pressure of doing it in a good way, right? Because there's peer pressure, good and bad.
Yeah.
Inspiration. Let's go
Yeah.
with inspiration.
All right, inspiration. But when you have that inspiration to do it, it's sometimes easier to do. But when you wake up and you just do it on your own, that's even so much more self-rewarding, right? Because you're like, yeah, I don't need people to crack the whip, or I don't need people to hold me accountable, or I don't need people to text me and be like, hey, did you do this?
Well, and it's true what they say. Like I have gotten addicted to that feeling, but in such a good way. Because it's like every morning I wake up and like whatever the weather is, like I'm outside and I go for a jog or a walk. And,
Well,
like,
yeah,
get that first
75
hour
hard,
of
you did it in the
day.
dead of winter.
Yeah.
Both times.
Like
But
maybe people don't understand that. We live
Right.
in Salt Lake City, Utah.
It's snowing.
Well,
Yeah.
Riverton or Harriman, but we don't live in Salt Lake
Yeah.
City. But like it was a nasty winter here.
Yes.
Nasty winter.
It
Yes.
was cold last winter too.
It's still winter. Yes.
and you have
Right.
to do one of the workouts outside for 45 minutes. So
Yes.
45
Yeah, it's
minute
not
walk.
75 easy.
Yeah.
It's 75 hard. So you got to do one of the workouts outside. And that's like a 45-minute walk, right? So it's not like you walk down the street,
Right.
for 10 minutes
Again,
and
you
come
have to
back.
prioritize your time and your schedule to fit that in.
And speaking back to where you said like I have to motivate myself, I love that. But also there's an old folks home that's behind my house. And so I walk around there sometimes and the old people, they're always early risers. So they're up in the morning and, it's a blizzard outside and they're just like you're a couple comments that they've said as I've walked past is, you're out here even in the blizzard. Like, look at you go. Like, you're so determined. And
Did
like,
you say in the lizard?
blizzard,
I'm I'm just
like
back in Lizzie.
with a B, blizzard.
I'm just being funny today.
Gosh.
I'm just being
But I mean, these old people that are like, look at you go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have that self-satisfaction, and like it makes me so happy to do that. But even though those cute little comments, it's like, yep, like I can do this, you know? So it's super rewarding, and I have kind of gotten addicted to that feeling of just feeling good. Mm-hmm. And I think that's where the shift happens is I don't want to stop doing those things. So that's why I want to keep those habits going, because it makes me happy. And I do so much better. I feel so much better overall.
And even I said we're at the pool this morning, and Brooklyn likes at the pool down here at our place in St. George, there's in the complex, there's this, at the pool, there's these like a little rock waterfall. Mm-hmm. And she walks up above it and walks around the place. But like, you know, I'm just chilling in the hot tub. Again, I'll go to the gym later today, but you know, Karen's walking around the pool and I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, well, I got to get my 10,000 steps in. So I was like, oh, okay. But it's like, it's cool to see the prioritization of like, hey, I know what.
Everyone's doing their thing. I'm sun gazing. Karen's lapping the pool.
Yeah, we're getting in the ice cold water, and Karen's walking around, and Altee's laying on her friggin'.
I was doing an intense meditation. My cells were really busy.
They were energized.
You guys were doing the external work. I was doing the internal work, and Brooklyn's rock climbing. Everyone was doing what they wanted.
It's actually a good method. We're all showing like the importance of having the balance.
Yeah.
I'm like, you walk for me, I'll sun gaze for you. The sun
It's all good.
I was like, listen, I haven't seen sunshine.
It's all good. It's all good. We're not inferring anything here.
We'll just
I'm manifesting, and you're going to benefit from that greatly. So
absolutely.
Hey, I'm manifesting too. We're not fighting. No, but that's just so cool to see, right? So, I was going to bring up something else on that. Oh, the cheers from the crowd.
Yeah.
Look, the more I go on, when you do it for self and then people cheer you on from the crowd, it's even better.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, look, like getting compliments and hearing cheers from the crowd is always good. But when you don't need them and then they just add to it, right? Is so much better. And it's always good to hear. Like the other night I was at the gym talking to some friends between some sets, or between an exercise. A guy came up and he was like, what? Do you remember what I can't remember how he said it. He goes, are you a simulation?
Simulation.
He said, are you a simulation? And I was like, what? Like a dead conversation
Are you even real?
With some of my friends at the gym. Which, by the way, there's a couple people at the gym that joined the call. They've been on the call for 4 weeks and they feel completely different in their life. So
awesome.
Shout out to, for Raise Your Vibration. Again, we talk about it all the time, but like I'm talking, we were talking 2 years, but I wanted to bring that up in 4 weeks. These 3 people feel completely different.
Absolutely.
So it works, and it works really quick, but in 2 years you'll be even better. But this gentleman came up and we're dead conversation. And he's like, hey, are you a simulation? And I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, well, dude, every time I'm here, you're here. And I'm like, well, we come to the gym at the same time. Some people come every time the same time. And he started laughing and he goes, but every time I say, how are you? I don't have to he goes, I don't even have to say that anymore because I don't think you've ever had a bad day. And I go, well, I said, you didn't know me prior. We've all gone through stuff to get to where we are. But like when you brought up like every day is a good day because you haven't said like, oh, I had such a bad day. Like that's the point, right? And I'm not, I'm just saying you can make every day a good day.
Yes.
And so he was like, are you a simulation? Because you're like a hologram. He's like, you're always here and then you're always smiling and you're always
That's a
talking to
cool
somebody and
compliment.
having
Yeah.
you're like a good conversation. And he's like, I've never seen you like mad or angry or talking shit on the day or
That's cool.
talking shit on other people. Man, I'm saying
I
shit
know,
a
that's
lot
been a
today.
lot of swearing on
Sorry,
there.
people.
It's a shit show.
Yeah. but like that's the point, and I see that so much in you too now, and in Altee, even though all she does is sun games. I'm
how
totally
pretty
kidding.
she is.
We'll cut that out. I'm kidding.
It's paying off.
No, she's.
her
I
sun gazing, if
aspire to
anything,
be
yeah.
like her because she's never
Me too.
like she's never knocked off her balance point.
yeah.
I
Like
am.
she's always. Well,
I am. I just
Rare.
can't
I
recover.
mean, you were
quickly.
yelling at me the other day.
Was I? I don't remember.
Oh no, we're totally joking. We're totally joking. We're just having a good time today. But like, yeah, like that was such. What the point is like that was so good to hear from him. But like at the same time, like I already feel good.
Yeah.
But getting those compliments just adds
It
that
reinforces
extra.
it.
When it's, let me explain it this way: when it's icing on the cake, and it's not in the ingredient of making up the
Right.
cake,
Right.
it's a completely different level of being.
Yes.
Right. So compliments to you on
Well,
that.
when you
because-
subscribe to the program that it takes external validation to feel better, then that means you're subject to that same program that if you don't get it, you can't feel better. Or
Right.
if it's negative, then it makes you feel worse. So I think what happens in that moment is you get that internal validation for yourself. And then as they express that to you, you meet them in, it's like appreciation, an exchange of appreciation or love. So it's not even like received as validation. It's like, it's a gratitude of acknowledgement. You
It's
know
like
what I
a
mean? More than,
recognition point.
yeah.
Well, and for so long, I was always seeking that external, like, you are good enough, you are this, you are that. And I realized not very quickly, I realized just as of the last little bit that doesn't come from other people, it comes from me.
Right.
And I think that
has been the biggest shift
Yes.
that has taken place over all the work that we've done
Yes.
over the years that we've been,
Yep.
you know, in the different progress points that you've made physically or in all that is letting go of the attachment of the need of external validation for someone to say you are enough.
Yes. Yep. I will say that is my biggest win that I've gotten for sure.
Which is everything, I think. And
Yeah.
then from there,
That's
you
shifted
build upon-
everything. And that's why now the rest just flows easily.
Yep.
It's not as much of a struggle, and I'm not, I don't have to fight it.
Because when you don't need it, that's when it shows up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like on Happy Gilmore. Happy, put that bottle down. Yeah, I know. I mean, a little different. A little different, man.
Slightly.
I'm full of jokes today. My
Happy,
gosh.
put that down.
Slightly.
Yeah, I know. It's like you already are enough. Yeah, I know.
You're
And
great.
that's it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, not in a conceited way.
No.
But like
are
when
enough.
you don't need that external validation and you're just radiating that goodness, that's when people come up like that dude is like, are you a simulation? Or that's when your elderly neighbors will be like, dude, what are you doing? What in the H are you doing? It's like, well, yeah, it's freezing cold. Yeah, I know. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right? That water's freezing cold. Yeah, I know.
Well, and it's not funny. It's maybe you think it's weird. I don't know. But that book, the Joe Vitale book, what's it called?
Zero
again?
Limits.
Zero Limits. Love that book. And one of the things that stood out to me in the beginning of that book was, he was asking Joe Vitale, what can I do to like lose some more weight? Like I still have some weight to lose, whatever. And he said, check in with your body. And so one thing that I've been doing throughout this process is every morning, like on my morning exercise or whatever I'm doing, I have a little conversation with my body and thank it for everything that it's doing for me. And, showing it love, showing it compassion, telling it how proud I am of it. And I will say that has been a huge piece to this, because instead of hating my body for what it isn't, I'm loving my body for what it is.
Yes.
And then that's why I know I've had an even greater success with it, because I'm showing it love for keeping my heart beating, keeping air in my lungs. And that's been part of the physical transformation. But again, that starts with the emotional and then the mental. These are all key pieces that makes it all work. So,
well,
that's a good point.
We've talked about this before. When you are operating from love or from your heart and from the spirit, the heart, love has no need to defend or attack. And so you don't need to protect yourself. And extra weight is a protection. And so you can start to let that protection go, because you realize I no longer need to defend myself, because all that I am is love, and you can't hurt me. I can't be hurt, because otherwise I'm trying to defend myself, and then I'm an ego. Yeah. And so when you're checking in with yourself that way, and it's a process and a skill, again, that, for decades we've been operating a certain way, and generationally. I mean, we're carrying our generational DNA, emotional DNA too. So you're undoing generations worth of programming of this feeling, this need to defend, or focusing on the body, or finding a replacement of emotional nourishment with external, replacements in food or sugar or whatever that we all do. And so it's a process of undoing that. But as you do that, the scales are balancing out, and the weight starts to come off, because you no longer need it to protect yourself.
Yep.
Well, what a great ideal. What a great place to what a great ideal to start doing that with everything. Not only with your body, and that's a great way. Like for those that go to the gym or exercise, it's like, hey, body, hey, arms, we're going to work on you today.
Though.
How big would you like to get, or what? Right? But what a great internal dialogue, and even with life, as you wake up, hey, life, and this is why we profess as soon as you wake up, first thing in the morning, do your heart-focused breathing and your heart-focused meditation, and start expanding into gratitude and love. And once you start generating that feeling, then open the mind up to new possibility. And it's like, how great could everyone be if, and when in the morning you're like, hey, life, how are you today? What do you want? I love everything about you. Life. Seriously. Self, life, work, money.
All right, immune system. We're going to.
Whatever it is. Like even an all-encompassing, hey, life, I love my life. What do we want to upgrade today? Totally. How much better can we get?
And I mean, they always talk about the power of your thoughts, but it is so true. I mean, I think that's a catchy phrase that people say, like, the power of your thoughts. But I think I've experienced that firsthand over the last while, because starting your day with the heart-focused breathing, and really taking control of your day instead of letting your day control you, and setting your intention and watching it flow, starting in gratitude and watching all the things flow and to be grateful for. So I just think it's cool to know that you have the power to do that.
Totally.
Oh yeah. Hey, life, what do you want to do today? I love you, and I love what we're becoming. I love what we're creating. What else can we do? How else? How do I want to design my day today? And it's that simple. Yeah. It really is that simple. And a lot of things get in the way, and that's why we have our call, because sometimes easier said than done, right? Because if you have subconscious programs and beliefs that don't allow you to believe that, then we need to simply remove those, and it's that simple too. Yeah. Let's remove those emotions that are creating those beliefs that are getting in the way of you becoming the best version of yourself, and are disempowering and maybe aren't allowing you to see things from a different perspective, because that's generated from your emotion in the moment, right? And so, we've watched that play out with you, right? And so if you're listening to this, it's not a 2-year process. It's just how good can you become, because it's the journey, right?
It's an ongoing process.
If I stopped going to the gym years ago, I wouldn't look how I look today, right? So it's just about becoming a new habit and adopting this into a lifestyle of perpetuating this on a daily basis, right? What are you willing to do on a daily basis to feel and become your best self? Yeah. Right?
I want to be superhuman. That's my goal. I saw that somewhere, and it's I want to be the best possible version of myself and be superhuman. So,
and it doesn't take that much.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you've done some tough things in life.
Yeah.
I think we've all done some tough things in life, but I say, what I would say is the time you're allocating to these simple practices is less time than you've spent being pissed off about things that didn't
Yes.
really though,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And
You've exerted like it's cost you less, or like you've invested less time in transforming your life for the positive than it cost you, or that it was taking,
Yes.
or that you were investing
Yes.
in feeding the negative.
Yes.
right.
Yep.
And the outcome is just so much,
Yep.
so rewarding.
Absolutely.
So yeah, no, it's been inspiring to watch you. It's been great. I'm so happy for you.
Me too. Thank you.
Yeah. I just want to say I'm really happy for you. I'm proud of you. You've made such a huge effort in transforming and becoming so much better than you used to be. And not that what you used to be wasn't good, but we're proud of you and we love you. So thanks for being on today. We've wanted to have you on for a minute now, but it just worked out the way it works out. We're not subservient to any things working out anyway. We're just open to how they work out, right?
Whatever possible.
Yep. So yeah, thanks for being on. Thanks for coming down and hanging out with us. This has been great. We hope you enjoy Taylor Swift tomorrow.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, that should be fun. Our other brother Mark and his wife Karen and their daughter Navy are coming down too. So, we'll all hang out.
A fun family weekend.
So yeah, this has been great. But again, thanks for listening. Thanks for being here, Jack, Karen,
Jack.
the wonderful Karen, Jack, the fabulous
K-Fab
K. Jack Fab Dapper. But no, thanks for being here again. I said that too many times. So, but thanks, audience. Thank you for listening. Thank you for supporting us. We appreciate it very much. If you are interested in becoming better, if you're interested in letting go of the things that aren't serving you in your life, the link will be in the podcast notes. It always is. Our weekly call, Raise Your Vibration, is the best place to come to eliminate. We remove these emotions every week that create these beliefs that are not serving you, and we show you how to get into this heart-brain coherent state so you can start designing the life that you desire and start becoming supernatural, right? Start becoming stress-free, start becoming the greatness that is inside every single one of you. So you can be happy, you can be joyful, you can enjoy moments of life, you can be grateful and appreciative and not let the stupid crap of the world get you down.
Totally.
That's our point. That's our mission. So again, thanks for listening to the Healing Works podcast, where we try to inspire you to become better, and we help you become better by removing those emotions and allowing you to access the power of your heart and your brain to design the life that you want.